Is AI taking over the business world? Up next, right here on the Leadership Voice. Welcome to the Leadership Voice. I'm your host, Jay Barbuto. Today's show is about integrating AI into the workplace. Joining us are Luke Freiler, co-founder of Centercode, and Ike Kavas, founder and CEO of TimeMachine. Let's get things started with our quote of the day. Today's quote comes from Sam Altman, chairman of OpenAI. AI will probably lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there'll be some great companies. Our first guest today is Luke Freiler, CEO and co-founder of Centercode, which delivers user testing solutions to the world's leading technology brands. He believes technology's true purpose is to remove friction and solve real problems. Luke has dedicated his career to connecting product creators and their audiences to bring that vision to life. Please welcome to the show, Luke Freiler.
Thank you, sir. Happy to be here.
Luke, thank you for coming on and sharing your wisdom and ideas around artificial intelligence. Now, you've been doing artificial intelligence before it was even a thing, before it was really a big fad.
Yeah, so it's been a big part of our business for a long time. It's been sort of an important aspect of how we work. Our platform, what we do, helps companies engage with audiences to ultimately build the best product possible. And our first explorations into what ultimately became AI were building our own bots to sort of manage those engagements relative to those individual people. So we realized very quickly that everybody who was participating in these types of things had their own schedule, their own priorities, their own initiatives, and if we could build something that adjusted its behavior to them, that it would increase the feedback, increase the collaboration, and ultimately produce a better result. So we did that a handful of years ago, and it's been kind of off to the races since then.
So tell us a little bit about your story and how you sort of, as your career unfolded, how you started gravitating towards technology, gravitating towards artificial intelligence, and eventually getting involved and eventually being CEO of Centercode.
I started very early in tech in my career, and my first job was actually at Samsung working in hardware engineering. Didn't enjoy that, honestly. It was sort of too slow for me, which is kind of a theme. And I moved into software development and loved that. And specifically, I loved the front end of software development, where sort of the human user interaction was. From that, I found a need. I saw an opportunity to make it easier for companies to engage with their audiences to ultimately produce better products. The idea being that if you work with your real audience and real products and real environments, then you're going to get much better feedback and a real true vision of what that product's going to perform. And we put that together as a product and started delivering it to large companies. So initially, I was in the CTO role. I ran the engineering side of the business. And then over time, I sort of mentored with my original CEO into the CEO role and took it over. And I've been running it ever since.
And tell us about Centercode. What does Centercode do for customers?
Sure. So we provide.
Who are your customers?
Yeah. So our customers are the household names of technology, the Amazons and Googles and Pelotons and Rokus and Bose and those kinds of companies. So primarily either connected hardware or sort of leading edge software, companies that make complex technology to solve problems for people, basically. And there's a lot that can go wrong in that. Getting that product working in those real environments with all those real variables is challenging. So we created a platform that allows them to interact with them. So it allows them to build sort of a panel of whoever their real audience is, whoever has the problem they solve, bring them into a private sort of confidential workspace, and then collaborate with them to understand the issues they're running into, the ideas they have to influence the future of that product, as well as the praise. What do they love that should be shared about that product? So if you've ever heard the concept of a beta test and sort of bringing a product to market with the help of an audience, we formalized that into a product that's used by many of the larger companies in tech.
And so why is artificial intelligence so important?
So Artificial intelligence is crucial because it's going to change the way sort of everything works. And in our world, it's changing the way that products are developed. It's obviously changing kind of what's going to happen in the workplace. But what it does is open up an enormous amount of new opportunities. It is empowering to entrepreneurs. It is empowering to companies because it trivializes problems that used to be virtually unsolvable. There could be something that you could just never bring your idea to life because there was some component of it that was virtually would require human level thinking. And we've now sort of commoditized that human level thinking into something that can be rolled out very, very rapidly. So it just opens up the door for many more problems to be solved, many things to happen that just weren't really feasible, 3-4 years ago.
There's been a lot of technological revolutions during the past several decades.
Sure.
Introduction of different things, the internet, cable television. There have been a lot of innovations. Is this just another innovation, or is this a true game changer?
So we've had about 5 waves of tech that really changed the world. We had mainframes, we had sort of the mini computers, the desktop computer revolution. The ones that most of us have lived through then go into the internet, and then mobile, and then this kind of marks the 5th. I personally believe this will be one of the most, if not the most significant, because of what it does and how it influences everything. And again, it's about scalability. It's about being able to do something so much faster that it completely changes is how we do things. And while I do believe that obviously the internet changed everything dramatically, mobile changed everything, we now have the answers to everything in our pocket at all times. This is that level, if not more significant of a change. The difference, I think, this time is that the pace at which the technology is advancing and the capabilities are at a scale we've never really seen. It's much, much faster this time, and each has been faster than the last, so that is kind of on trend.
A lot of people have expressed worry or concern that artificial intelligence is going to replace humans in a lot of roles. In fact, it's been said that 70% of all jobs that we know of today may not even exist in 5 years because of artificial intelligence. What do you say to that?
I do believe that AI is going to replace a lot of jobs. It's going to create different jobs. Where I think that is very wrong is the timeline, honestly. It feels to most people like AI is probably still brand new, but this is basically the 3rd annual sort of release of ChatGPT, which was kind of bringing it to the mainstream. So we're 3 years in, and while the capabilities are there, the vast majority of people haven't adopted them yet. And it really just comes down to, it's not that the technology can't replace all these jobs in 5 years. I actually think it could. But the human element of rolling out that technology, implementing that technology, building trust in that technology is going to take longer than that. So
and doing it well.
And doing it well, yeah. Again, that trust has to be earned, and we're not there yet. So it's going to take time for that to mature, for the people to mature. It's a good time to get in. This is this superpower that we have right now. But I definitely don't think we're going to see that quick a change. It felt like that 2 years ago. Now that we're 2 years in and we're starting to see that pace, I think we've got a bit longer.
How does artificial intelligence get incorporated into your business at Centercode?
So for us, it's in everything. And the way that I think has been dramatically influenced by AI, really there's been sort of 2 big changes for us. It's how we build and what we build are both different. How we build is what I think a lot of companies are going to eventually lead into is I've basically turned my entire company into a team of player coaches. We gave our company the message that you need to think of yourself as a manager to virtual agents, and you are accountable for both the successes and failures of those, but they are there to scale you. Your job is to scale by electricity. So we want everybody to think of themselves as somebody that is hiring and nurturing and coaching these agents to do a lot of work that otherwise would take them 10, 20, 50 times longer, so that they can scale themselves much better. And as a growing company that has to worry about cost and whatnot, that has been phenomenal for us. The other side, of course, is, as I said earlier, what AI enables. AI allows us to build very different things that just wouldn't have made sense or been feasible a few years ago. So what we're building, what we're releasing, the pace at which we're building and releasing, those are vastly different because of these new technologies.
So with your customers being the technology companies, and your business is about having those conversations with businesses And you have these conversations as CEO on a very regular basis with these CEOs, with these customers. What are you hearing from customers, and what are they saying when they talk about AI?
So it's been a fascinating transition. It's been sort of a journey, and everybody's kind of been at their own pace, but I've seen a handful of trends. The first year, everyone was effectively afraid of it. You know, the sort of hallucinations and kind of the early things that were happening in AI worried everybody, and business can't rely on uncertainty. So that was a big concern. Then they sort of transitioned in year 2 into curious. We went from afraid to curious, and everybody really wanted to dig in and start thinking about it and start figuring out how it could impact their business. Now they're excited. And what we're really seeing is everybody is building AI into their products because they're getting more confident with it. And a lot of this is just runway. They've now had a couple years to experience it, to experiment with it, to learn from it. And things are changing rapidly. So definitely went from afraid to curious to excited. And now I think we're moving into real implementation.
So what advice would you give a CEO that is thinking about incorporating artificial intelligence into their work?
So the main thing is that they need to keep their finger on the pulse, and they need to start investing in it. And it's not a huge investment compared to other waves. They need a few smart people who are really excited about it, really enthusiastic about it, to be the champions, to cheerlead it across the company. So at Centercode, one of the first things we did was form an AI council. We took the most enthusiastic people, we got them together, we empowered them with budgets to go buy and experiment with tools, and then started to kind of frame out how that's going to impact our operations. I would influence anyone to do the same thing, is to take some of your people who are naturally enthusiastic about this, leverage that curiosity and creativity, and use that to empower everyone else. Because you can't expect the entire company to adopt overnight, but you're naturally going to have some enthusiasts who really want to get engaged, leverage that enthusiasm and take it forward. But I would also say that this is a magical thing that you kind of have to experience to wrap your head around. So anybody who's kind of putting their head in the sand is taking the wrong approach. And while I do think they need an AI council and things like that, I also think they need to be involved in it. They need to know what it's doing, because it is that sort of monumental and influential to their business.
But having somebody that champions it, having somebody that's passionate about it, is an essential part of being able to integrate it.
100%. Critical.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for joining us on the interview today. We're going to come back here in just a few minutes and have a panel with you and Ike.
Great.
It's now time for a featured segment of the Leadership Voice. It's today's Did You Know? According to a recent MIT report, 95% of generative AI pilots fail to deliver measurable financial returns. So, if you're ready to take the leap to artificial intelligence integration, get help, because it isn't plug and play. It's now time for today's Leadership Countdown. Today we bring you the 5 most common reasons why AI projects fail. First, human and organizational factors. Inadequate leadership, skills gap, or lack of clear business priorities can doom a project. Second, data quality. Poor data quality can doom the project. You need accurate, complete, and relevant data to make it work. Third, misapplication. AI systems can fail if they are not applied to the right business problems. Fourth, integration and implementation. You need a strong integration plan for AI and existing systems, which includes intentional maintenance and monitoring plans to keep the AI project on track. And the 5th, biggest reason for AI project failure is unrealistic expectations. Many overestimate the speed of measurable returns and underestimate the time and resources required for successful implementation. Don't go anywhere. We have Ike Kavas in the studio right after a word from the Giles O'Malley Center for Leadership. The Bringing Learning to Work program is our way of connecting the faculty of Cal State Fullerton with the business community of Orange County and Southern California. We have over 72 training programs that are available via distance or face-to-face. And the faculty come to your company and they deliver the training to your employees.
The Bringing Learning to Work program is really fundamentally, it's leadership programming. We do diversity and emotional intelligence training. We partner with Cal State Fullerton because they had subject matter experts in these fields. And we're really fortunate and privileged to be able to do that.
Many companies can't afford training and development personnel. And so this is a great opportunity to leverage Cal State's faculty to help them develop their learning programs.
The leadership of the center and the students allow me to not only bring leadership development to my company, but allow me to interact with some amazing students who have grit, potential, and just amazing futures in front of them, and I get to take part of that. It's a wonderful feeling.
When your organization is ready to develop its talent, reach out to the Center for Leadership and we'll help get you there. Welcome back to the Leadership Voice. Our next guest is Ike Kavas. Ike Kavas is the founder and CEO of TimeMachine, an AI native onboarding and training platform for sales teams. He has a long-time interest in AI, receiving his first AI patent in 2016. For Kavas, success isn't just about building companies, it's about leaving a lasting positive impact on the world. Please welcome to the show, Ike Kavas.
Thank you, Joe. Hey, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you to share your thoughts and your wisdom and your experiences around artificial intelligence. Could you start by maybe sharing a little bit about your story and how your career evolved and became passionate about artificial intelligence?
Sure. I am a techie. I'm an engineer. I went to engineering school and I studied computers. As I'm also a first-gen immigrant here. So when I came in, I fell in love with technology and tried to always look at the technology and the problems, the challenges people have, and see how I can implement those. So that's how my brain is wired. And when I found out about AI more than 10, 15 years ago now, and rather than coding and telling what computer to say, giving examples to teach, and that's how AI learns. It was fascinating to me, and I fell in love with it, and start looking at the world in that lens, how I can use AI to solve some problems.
So you've been leveraging artificial intelligence for 15 years.
Yes.
Tell us about Effisoft. How did that company sort of get rolling and take off?
Effisoft was a company who was trying to help people eliminate data entry jobs. So our job was to look at the documents and extract data. And when I looked at the technologies available, they were very old school. They were developed 30 years ago, didn't improve much. So we tried to use AI to extract data from those documents so that we can streamline the extraction process and help our customers. We have an automated business. So that's what the Effisoft was about.
Okay. So after you were finished at Effisoft, you decided to start a new company. Tell us about TimeMachine.
TimeMachine is very exciting. It goes along with leaving a legacy in the world for me, and I wanted to impact the world in a big way. And AI has changed recently. The traditional AI became generative AI, and I wanted to use that. So, and I'm also a pro-human. I'm a pro-AI for sure, but I am more pro-human, I think, and I believe people can use AI to improve themselves and can make themselves more successful. So I built TimeMachine with a friend of mine where we train employees. When you hire a new employee or you have existing employees, it is hard for them to learn how the company operates and how to be successful in their job. Sometimes it takes 3 to 6 months. So with AI-based training and role plays and exercises, I can reduce that time to a few weeks so that people can be more successful faster and everybody wins. So that, and my goal is to impact millions of people with this. So that's what I built.
So one of the biggest challenges that companies face is to be able to recruit and onboard talent. And what you've developed is going to pave the way for much smoother
100%.
onboarding.
Exactly right. And not just the new employees. Companies are changing all the time. There are new products, new features. Maybe the marketing department wants to roll out a new marketing campaign, right? Even the existing employees need to learn how the company needs to operate today. And if they implement AI tools, the company's inner workings will also change. So who's going to teach them?
So artificial intelligence is becoming more and more prominent. It's finding its way into so many different aspects of our work. Who is AI built for?
It's a good question, Jay. AI is built for everybody. And what I mean by that is it's built for consumers. For example, you're going to see the generative AI on your phones, on your devices, the headphones that you use, on your computers. But it's also for the enterprise customers, because AI allows enterprises to support their customers better, to run more efficiently, automate their processes, so that it's good for both consumers and for enterprise customers.
What advice would you give a company that is thinking about using artificial intelligence, but maybe is resistant to the idea?
It is okay to fear or be hesitant, but it's okay. And most of the companies are not going to be affected in big way. But some companies, some jobs in those companies will be affected in a big way. So I encourage everybody to try different things and then look for the best practices, how successful companies who have implemented AI is advancing their companies against their competitions or serving their customers better or employees better. So I would recommend finding a few projects here and there to impact the customer experience or the employee experience and see if we can elevate them. I think they're going to see great results from those. And also I would say, don't be discouraged if the first project fails or the second one. The AI is advancing faster than any technology we've ever seen. So if something doesn't work today, it'll most likely work tomorrow. But if you try today, the learnings you're going to get from it will put you in a better position to implement the next version, which means you're going to be better than your competition.
Why is it important for companies to start with maybe a smaller size project?
Because it's all about learning. If you learn the basics now, you're going to be able to implement the hard things later. And it's always good to start from a small project that you can start to finish, get everybody happy about the results. And that's how human brain works. We need encouraging small steps. Even when we go to moon, we needed those small steps. So that's the same way.
So a company should be careful not to try to bite off too much all at once. That you should do it in a little at a time.
That's right. And also, there are a lot of startups around the world who are implementing these generative AIs in a very specific use cases. So it is also okay to lean on those. The companies don't have to invent everything with the AI because they probably are busy with their core businesses. The implementing AI is not their core business, but these startups are designed to have plug-and-play products like mine. So you can bring those startups and to implement those little things and then get those wins so that the entire employees from top to bottom can see the benefits of it. And then you can take those learnings and apply them to your core business and apply the AI to your core business next.
If AI is incorporated successfully, what are some of the ways that businesses can grow and thrive?
Yes, I put them in two different buckets: external facing and internal facing. External facing means how you serve your customers. For example, one of the best use cases as of today, besides TimeMachine, is call centers. When customers call and they need an answer on something, AI can actually automate 80% of it now. This was not possible 3 years ago, but now AI can talk like a human. Some customers will not even know that they're not talking to a human to get some answers. So you can actually improve the experience of your customers in many different ways. This could be call center, or you put some automation on your product. They have to click 10 different things. Now you can put an AI on it, and then just one click, you can make it. And the internal advances. Internal advances is your company operations. You can streamline them. You can improve the employee experience that you have, because retention of the employees is very important, especially if you train them over the years and they know your business. If you want to level up, give them more skills, you want to retain them. So giving a great experience internally to your employees will also strengthen your company.
It's great to have you on the show today. You're going to stick around because we're going to have a panel discussion where we bring Luke back on.
Can't wait. Thank you.
It's now time for our leadership example. Today's example comes from AI Magazine. Here are the top 10 AI companies in the world for 2025. Don't go anywhere. We have the leadership lesson coming up right after this word from the Giles O'Malley Center for Leadership. Welcome back. It's now time for our leadership lesson.
I am Dr. Phoenix Van Wagoner. Welcome to today's leadership lesson. We're exploring how leaders can navigate the future of work as artificial intelligence becomes not just a tool we use, but a teammate we work alongside. And that raises a question worth considering. Is your future colleague even human? It's not a hypothetical question anymore. AI systems are rapidly moving from tools we use to teammates we work alongside. They're helping us make hiring decisions, security assessments, medical diagnoses, and strategic recommendations. The question for leaders isn't whether AI will join your teams, it's how you will make that partnership actually work. I recently published research in the Journal of Organizational Behavior with colleagues from the Max Planck Institute and University of Stuttgart, where we ran experiments with over 1,100 participants to understand what drives effective human-AI collaboration. And what we found challenges some common assumptions about how to integrate AI into the workplace. Here's the first insight. Choice matters more than you think. When employees have the option to see AI recommendations rather than having AI advice automatically pushed to them, they're significantly more likely to actually use it. Why? Because autonomy matters. When people choose to engage with AI, they feel ownership over the decision. When it's forced on them, resistance kicks in. For leaders, this means rethinking mandatory AI adoption. The most effective approach isn't to require AI use. It's to design systems where employees can choose to bring AI into their process. The second insight might surprise you. When humans and AI disagree, humans almost always win. In our studies, when a human teammate and an AI teammate gave conflicting recommendations, participants overwhelmingly sided with the human, even in analytical tasks where AI might have an edge. This isn't necessarily a problem. Sometimes human judgment should prevail. But leaders need to be intentional about team design. If you pair every AI system with a human reviewer who frequently disagrees, you may be undermining the value AI brings. The third insight challenges a popular assumption about transparency. We expected that giving people detailed information about AI accuracy would change how much they trusted it. It didn't, at least not significantly. Building effective human AI teams requires more than explainability dashboards and accuracy metrics. It requires thoughtful design of the collaboration itself. So what does this mean for you as a leader? 3 things. First, give your people choice in how they engage with AI tools. Second, be intentional about when human-AI disagreement serves your goals and when it doesn't. And third, focus less on deploying AI and more on designing genuine AI collaboration. The future of work isn't artificial intelligence versus human intelligence. It's the two working together. And how well that partnership works, that's a leadership decision. I am Dr. Phoenix, and this has been today's Leadership Lesson.
We're back for our leadership panel. Luke and Ike, I want to thank you both for rejoining us on the show, but also on the panel.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So the way this is going to work, we have 4 questions, and you'll each take turns answering that question first, but you'll both answer every question that I ask. The first question will be for Luke. What does the future of AI hold?
I think mostly it holds disruption. I think we're going to see a lot of changes, and with that disruption is going to create a lot of opportunity. We're going to see major shifts in sort of the professional workplace and the information worker ecosystem, and eventually everything else as it sort of exposes robotics and whatnot. And again, I think the exciting part of that is that it creates a new wave of opportunity and change. It's going to cause us to rethink virtually everything. In marketing, it's creating a lot of content that makes it harder to get a word out. In sales, it makes it harder to get a customized message out because it can do it for you. So it's just forcing us to rethink everything, which, depending on your perspective, can be frustrating or ultimately turn into exciting.
And it makes some people nervous.
Makes a lot of people nervous. Had an hour-long conversation with my mom last night, legitimately, about if AI was going to take over or not, and that ended with me showing her ChatGPT for the first time in 3 years, apparently. So I think people are nervous, but they also aren't necessarily in the know. And I think as they start to adopt it and kind of factor it into their lives, they're going to start to see more value and more opportunity, and hopefully they'll take advantage of that.
Okay, so Ike, same question. What does the future of AI hold?
Lots of opportunities. You know, the current AI is not an incremental improvement to anything we know. So that means that it allows us to do things in ways that we've never been able to do before. So that's why it opens a lot of opportunities for everybody. And as we talked before, consumer devices will change how we operate everything that we use on a daily basis. Enterprise companies, the organizations, the government will be able to use AI in ways that we've never been able to imagine before. So it's opportunity galore. That's how I call it.
Thank you. Our next question, Ike will answer first. It is around talent. How will AI affect the future of talent recruitment, development, and retention?
You know, they say, some naysayers these days say that AI will replace jobs. I think the AI will replace how jobs will be done. So everybody needs to learn new skills on how to use AI to improve whatever they do. So if anybody is going to replace somebody, it'll be somebody that knows how to use the new AI tools for their jobs. So I think everybody needs to be curious, skill up on the new AI tools, and be on the receptive mode of learning how the AI is shifting the world and their profession. I think if everybody focuses on, this is my profession, and I'm gonna be better than everybody else by using AI, I think we're gonna bring a positive aura around it. And the employers needs to encourage this for their employees. This is to attract new talent. This is to retain the existing talent. If we are nurturing their workforce, I think everybody is going to win, including the companies who are hiring these best of the best employees.
What about you, Luke? How will AI affect the future of talent recruitment, development, and retention?
So to echo a little bit of what Ike said, which I absolutely agree with, is one of the first things I said to my team was, you're not going to be replaced by AI, but you will be replaced by somebody who uses it if you don't. And that was intended to be a pretty stark wake-up call, and ultimately that then turned into a transition of us teaching and helping level them up so that everybody truly could scale themselves with this new technology. And this isn't the first time we've done this. It would have been the same of if computers came out and some people just weren't happen to be interested in it, they probably wouldn't have kept those careers for long. So I think we need that kind of wake-up call that this is very important. I think it's going to change what skills are important. I don't think we're going to see a world where there are prompt engineers in the first year of AI. That was kind of what everyone was talking about. That's not going to happen. Prompt engineering is going to be a skill like Excel or PowerPoint. It's something that sort of everybody knows to some degree. Some people are great at it, some people are just okay about it, but in the professional world, at least, pretty much everybody can do all of them. So I think we're going to continue to see that. I think AI leadership, sort of being that player coach to AI, is going to be a skill that people are going to hone, and it's going to be very valuable. But I'll give you one that's very short term, and it's more for the other side of people looking for jobs, which is obviously a big deal right now. Just like everything else, in this space, AI is creating disruption. It's creating a lot of noise. So everyone I know that's recruiting is basically at the point where they can't even look at and read and trust cover letters and resumes anymore. They're meaningless because there's so many. And it used to be if somebody stood out, that was the give. They would find that person who stood out. But now everybody can stand out because everybody's naturally good at it because an AI enables that. And whereas it used to be, some degree of who you know got you in, that's going to grow even more. So I would encourage everyone to go back to the humanity and network, meet more people, build relationships, and those relationships are going to be what help people get recruited into new jobs.
Now that's terrific. So the next question that we're going to ask, and Luke, you're going to answer this one first, is about risk. And it has to do with the MIT study. A recent study from MIT says 95% of AI implementations fail. So if CEOs say or declare that this is a fad or a passing phase, what would you tell them?
So first of all, I speak with a lot of CEOs, and I have yet to hit one that actually believes this is a fad. They definitely aren't necessarily deep into it and fully understand it, but they're seeing the impact. So I think that's kind of a starting point, is that most people understand that there's something real here, that this isn't smoke and mirrors. The problem with AI is that it's deceptively simple, that it's incredibly easy and almost magical to get a good to great response. But if you expect perfection with current technology and you don't expect to put the time in to learn it, you're going to be disappointed. And what we saw in reports like that is a small selection of companies typically that rushed into it because they wanted to get ahead, didn't necessarily make all the right decisions, didn't necessarily take the time to learn it, take the time to see the results. And like anything else, they got poor results. We need to go through this learning curve sort of culturally in the industry to get to the next phase. But where it is really having an impact, it's just not measured as much, is the individuals who are using it, the ChatGPT accounts that are unblocking people as they go throughout their workday and helping them solve problems in ways they didn't see coming. That's the magic for a lot of people, and that's what's really propelling companies. It's just not really easy to measure yet.
Oh, that's great. So, Ike, same question.
So, in those companies, 95% fail. If you read about that a little bit more, it says they 95% of fail to create financial outcomes. But that's not the only story. I'm a big believer in fail fast because it teaches you things. So all those companies tried it. Some of them failed financially, but they learned a lot. They have scars from it. The next iteration of it, they will be more successful than their competitors, and they will be ahead. And their employees will have the know-how what they did to fail, and so they don't fail again. So I think it's a good thing. With a new technology like this, you should expect to fail. But if you don't do it, you will always fail. So the important thing is to keep trying and improving and learn from their mistakes and keep getting so that you're ahead in a few years when the technology is completely matured, and your employees will also have the know-how how to make successful AI projects.
So one of the great parts of artificial intelligence is that AI keeps learning. And those of us using it need to also embrace that learning process.
Yes, exactly.
In order to be able to use it well.
Absolutely.
So it's now time for the final word. This is where each of you will share one final pearl of wisdom or final piece of advice. And Ike, you'll go first. So what is your final word?
So some people think generative AI is the end of innovation and everybody's job will be replaced and AI will do everything. That's not true at all. We are not only in the baby ages of AI, it's going to improve a lot. And I can guarantee you this is not the last innovation of humanity. There will be more innovations other than this Gen AI. Other ones will be coming down. So everybody take a breather and embrace what's happening now. Try to implement it because it's going to be able to allow us to do things that we've never been able to do before. But this is not the end of the road. There will be many more innovations after this as well, and get ready. It's a great time to be great time to be an entrepreneur and great time to be an employer, I think.
Great. Luke, same question. What's your final word?
Sure. So I'll leave everyone with a tip. And it's something that I use to get a lot out of AI that I think is very basic and anyone can wrap their heads around. There's two different ways that I approach every task with AI. If it's something that I enjoy doing, I like it, I'm good at it, then I do it. And I have the AI review it and help me improve, help me learn to be even better. If I don't enjoy it and I don't know how to do it, then I have AI do it for me, and then I learn from that and I review that. And it's sort of just a simple little flow state change that, depending on how I approach AI, is almost always going to produce a much better result than if I had not used AI at all, and I'm going to come out still enjoying the things I enjoy.
So sometimes you might put in 80% and AI will sort of help make up the other 20%. Sometimes it's reversed, and you might bring 20%, and AI will help you.
Exactly, and I structure that based on where I want to put my time, where I enjoy things, which typically aligns with the things you're good at.
Well, there you have our final word. I want to thank you both for joining us on today's show and being a part of our panel as well.
Thank you, Joe.
Great deal. Thank you.
If you have a question or need advice, connect with us by email, leadership@fullerton.edu, or on Instagram @CSUF_CFL. Thank you for tuning in to today's show where we talked about AI in the workplace. Thanks to our featured guests, Luke Freiler and Ike Kavas, for sharing your expertise on this important topic. Join us each episode on The Leadership Voice, where leaders share insights and best practices to make your business thrive. I'm Jay Barbuto here at the Giles O'Malley Center for Leadership at Cal State Fullerton, and we'll see you next time right here on The Leadership Voice.